Hi, welcome to Trap Souls. I'm still here with Craig, Mark, Aaron, Kelsey and April from Savage Energi.
How'd you guys come up with your name?
Yeah, how'd you come up with your name? We never got to that.
Well, it was a lot of hours of me sitting, staring at a computer, sending 1,000 different messages to Kelsey and Abby. I wanted something that was unique.
Yeah.
We were trying to come up with something, we were looking for
that described our personality.
yes. And then I love wolves, so I was trying to incorporate wolves into our logo, so I was trying to find something that would work with that. Gave up on that after 50 tries.
Yeah.
And then I was using this name generator to come up with different words that...
The hours I did on that one.
Yeah,
Yep.
to come up with different words that I may not have thought of for the paranormal or whatever. And the ENERGI came up. And I was like, oh, I kind of like that. And we all agreed we liked Savage, so we were just trying to come up with something that worked with that.
Why Savage?
Have you met us?
Yeah.
We're not.
It's not Savage. It should have been Feral Energy.
Feral would have been better, but yeah.
If you actually look up Savagely Paranormal, it comes up as us. So we took the name Savagely Paranormal and we use that as our YouTube and stuff. But Savage Energi is who we are.
Yes, I'm trying to find. I just saw it the other day. I had saved a note from when I was looking at names.
What's on this?
For what the ENERGI stands for. But of course now I won't find it.
I always forget our name has an I and a Y.
I really like that. I do, personally. I know.
Hello?
Mine
It's fine.
Oh,
My
there it
parents
is.
are home, by the way.
Person possessed by evil, ghost, spirit, or entity.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Alright, so, anyways, we're talking about Madison Seminary. You guys joined us. And your April's two sons joined us. I didn't get a chance to investigate with you because I was off pretty much on my own most of the time because I love solos. What was the one spot that just... You guys had a lot of stuff there.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
The bedroom. Yeah.
Which bedroom? Many bedrooms.
On the Civil War side.
Yeah.
Civil War.
Yeah.
Now, I've never gotten anything out of Civil War. Ever.
We didn't expect to. But her kid...
Did it come out again?
No, it's a different one. We didn't expect to, but her kid walked into the room and then came running back out, which
We learned a lot about my kid that night.
And he was like, yeah, somebody just sat up on the bed, and we were like, no. And then when we walked into the room, there was still an outline of where somebody was laying down. And we were in there for 2 minutes, if that. And
Yeah,
we were
it didn't feel
done.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. We did get one, I wouldn't call it an EVP because it's not really a voice.
The
But-
growl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we were rushing out the door.
Literally rushing out the door.
Yeah, literally. You hear my youngest son going, go, now, go. And you hear, as we're getting literally pushed out the door.
Poor Aaron almost got pushed down the stairs.
I didn't listen to all of Aaron's video yet because I'm way behind.
I have a problem, and I just record everything.
So it's okay.
But there was one, you guys, I don't know which room you guys were in. I think the back room by the drunk tank. I believe that's where it was. You guys were talking. Craig was standing in the back filming, and you guys were talking about two people leave at a time. So when someone said something in the beginning of it, and it sounded like someone said, I'll give you the tour. And it was like, I'll give you the tour. It was an EVP off the video camera.
Is that where we were all in, like with the
It-
3 beds? And
Yeah.
then we were like, who do you want to leave first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I heard it. I made my daughter Tegan listen to it. She heard it. I cut it to try to make it as a little video to put it on Facebook. Nothing. Like, there was nothing there.
That's weird.
Yeah, so it was a little weird, but it was there. It was cool. I mean, I'm sure I can bring up the whole video of it and have you guys listen to it, but
Well, while we were down there, because you were down there with us at one point, the face in the window.
you guys talked about something about the
Yeah.
face in the window.
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh, the picture that I got, that was wild.
So, drunk tank, there's that room that it's like the laundry room, and there was that other room.
Yeah.
And how we were standing, April was taking pictures in the windows.
Well, it was before that was Caden tried to go in there and he said,
Said
there was
no.
somebody in the window
Yeah.
looking.
And she took a picture that we saw, and you could see something, and it was at an angle that you wouldn't catch a reflection off of it. And that was the big thing. And as you were scrolling through, you could see it kind of like shift through.
And it would only show, like the way my phone takes pictures because they're weird. It like starts to take the picture, then the flash shines, and then
Yeah.
it keeps going for a couple seconds afterwards. The image only showed up when the flash was on.
But you could, like I said, how you were angled,
And then I took like
you couldn't get a
three-
reflection.
I took 3 or 4 pictures in a row,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in either only 1 or 2, I forget exactly, but I mean, you can clearly see an outline. It's wild.
Any other places that you guys had?
That where was that room that Tegan was sitting in
The
the
classroom
desk?
looking one.
Oh,
With
downstairs.
that bookshelf. It was on the other side of the 3.
Yeah,
bedroom.
down in the classroom. So when we said we were leaving 2 by 2,
Yeah.
the room next to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we learned a little bit more that my son can actually speak to them, which okay,
That was
new.
creepy.
I knew he's seen some, and I know he's like talked to my uncle and things like that. But the fact that he talks to other ones was a little mind-boggling.
Creepy.
This was his
But-
first investigation, right?
Yeah, besides just horsing
house,
around.
yeah.
So he was talking to a guy that was behind him, and I was at one end of the room. He was sitting in that desk, and he had said the guy didn't like my flashlight. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, if you're gonna stand behind my kid, I'm gonna have my flashlight handy. Just because, okay? And you hear a knock. And Tegan's like, did you hear that? And I was like, yeah, I thought it was you. He's like, no, it wasn't me. Okay, cool. We proceed a little bit more. And then he's talking to him some more, and, you know, we're back on the whole flashlight thing and blah, blah, blah. Wham! And, I mean, you hear this on my recorder like it's right there.
Okay.
Then you hear the people in the next room screaming, and then they come running in.
Oh,
I wouldn't have screamed if your kid didn't scream.
I know. But we couldn't find anything that had fallen in that entire
I
room.
remember hearing that because we were down a little bit further, and there was that big bang.
Right.
Do you remember hearing
Yeah.
that? Yeah, and there was nothing there to cause it.
No, and you hear it so loud on the recording,
Right.
but nothing in that room was moved.
No, right before that, Caden shut the door. I hate it when they shut the doors. But Caden shut the door when we were in the one with the 3 beds.
Yeah.
And he was like, I want to shut the door. And I said, okay, that's fine. I said, but if something weird happens, we're not staying in
Or
here.
eating.
We weren't even in the room with the door closed for more than 2 minutes before he was like, it got really dark in here. Like, I could tell he was getting nervous. And I'm like, okay, I have to be the grown-up in this situation. So, yeah. I was like, all right. I was like, it's fine. I was like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. He goes, but it just got really dark in here. And then he moved closer to me. I was like, all right, we're done. I said, because it feels like there are way too many people in this room, and there's just the 2 of us right now. And he was like, yeah, I don't feel right. And as we go to open the door is when the loud slam happened. He screamed, I screamed, and we took off into the other room.
And remember, the cat balls were going off outside that room too, and there was nobody out in that hallway.
No.
So we talked about like experiences, obviously. Is it someone just trying to communicate with you?
Well, I
Or is
mean,
it something bad?
it supposedly the guy that my son was talking to, which he was warning us about what was going to happen later in the evening.
Which it did.
Yes. But this guy claims that he was very angry because he's stuck there. He doesn't know
Is he-
why.
Is he trapped?
Yes.
It's a trapped soul.
You should have seen that.
I looked
You
right
walked
above his
right
head.
into it too. I was like, oh.
But he doesn't know why. He doesn't know why he can't leave. He can only stay on that floor. He can't even like venture anywhere else in the building. He was very comfortable talking to Tegan, but if I went closer to Tegan, he backed away, and he wasn't comfortable. And
Which might
he made
be
both me and
common
Aaron
back
cry.
in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get.
You guys
I mean-
cried.
It
I
sucks.
don't know. I can't pinpoint when he might have been from, because the things he was saying doesn't sound like he was from that long ago.
Okay.
Because he shot himself.
It's sad.
He regrets because he missed his son's wedding because
Yeah.
he couldn't leave the building to even
Witness
visit
it.
his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his son came through there on a tour, and he saw his son, but he couldn't interact with his son because his son got freaked out by something else he had seen in the evening or whatever. So all these things just made him, I don't want to say an angry spirit, but in a way he was angry.
Yeah.
He was grateful that he got to share his story. The weirdest thing for me was as he's telling his story and I'm standing next to Tegan, I lost all vision in my left eye. And I'm like, am I having a stroke? What's going on? And Tegan looks at me, he's like, no, Mom, you're fine. He just wanted to see what things look like for him because he shot himself in the face. Thank you, but no thanks.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
But it was really weird. I mean, I've felt them before. I've seen, like, they can show me pictures in my head, but to actually be able to,
See what they're seeing.
yeah, that was wild.
But I mean, that's the one thing like you brought up. And you have 3 girls here, so we investigate a lot of stuff that's in the past. Like obviously they're dead, so they're in the past. But back in the day, women were put down.
We were seen, not heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean,
You were supposed to be in the kitchen and doing your chores, yeah.
and so I mean, is that hard as an investigator? Because I never really thought about it that way.
For me, no. Because I'll go toe to toe with anybody.
Yeah.
I don't care how long you've been an
As long as
investigator.
they don't sneak up behind you.
Unless it's in a theater and you run out of it.
That was too much. Okay, that was too much. I was tired. There was a lot going on. But no, for me, if I start to get too emotional or whatnot, I'm just don't touch me. Simple as that. There's no not asking nicely. It's just don't touch me. But I'll go toe to toe.
Aaron?
Oh.
Because I mean, a lot of places we do
so
investigate, look down at women.
Yeah, I'm extremely empathetic. I've always been empathetic. It is a blessing and a curse, truthfully. To have something when you walk in there and it looked down upon you, and you can feel that if you've been in, no offense, our shoes as women,
Yeah.
and you guys as men who hold jobs that are of a higher power, if you will, to walk in there and have these feelings, it hits you. it hurts and it makes me very sad. I cried. I was in tears down there. And how many times have we been down there? A few times.
4?
Yeah, and it was devastating.
So, I mean, everybody that's going to listen to this, think about it. Like, the places we investigate are, ran by men. And they look down at women, like you said, wash laundry, bring the food, nurses,
Have the babies.
and the babies. And that was your, I don't want to say, that would sound bad, but that was your
It
job.
is. That was your
Yeah.
job.
Back then, that was your
Well,
job.
I mean, there's still a lot of people that feel like it's women's place in the kitchen and to have babies, and those people deserve to get throat punched.
Yeah.
But
I wish.
we,
You're gonna get throat punched.
but like
I'm just joking.
when we go into places and the first thing that people say is, "Don't go alone," because they will attack women.
Pisses me off.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like,
It's even you watch shows. That's the one thing they say in a lot of places. Like women, like don't go there because you're a woman. And
That just
you
makes
get
us
that
wanna go
if you guys
more.
watch shows like Ghost Brothers, same thing.
Yeah.
Because they're black. I mean,
Yeah.
because they can't go into certain places, or they shouldn't, but they do. They take the extremity and say, "Man, I'm black, dude. Like, what are you gonna do about it?"
right.
Because this day and age, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But back then, I mean, are the spirits stuck still in their same state of mind?
Right.
Or for how many people, like Madison, how many people go through there? And we had that with Sarah. She's a female, she's gay. So, I mean, does
Like that's a whole.
that's a whole different
Yeah.
level up.
Because
Yeah.
some spirits know what time period
Intelligent
these
haunting,
people are
yeah.
from. Other spirits are still seeing the building the way it was when they were alive, and they were kind of confused. Like, why are you
It's
here?
like the whole walking through doors. Well,
Yeah.
if you look at a blueprint, at one point there was a door there.
Right.
That's why they're going through that wall or something. So yeah, there's some that are just stuck in that timeline, and that quote unquote dimension.
Yes.
And that goes back to the veil.
Residual.
Yeah.
Well, there was a joke that I made the one time we went to an investigation because I wear t-shirts, hoodies, jeans. I don't typically dress like a girl. And I wear hats. I have a lot of hats. And if I pull my hair up into my hat, I look just like a boy. And we made the joke that the ghost got confused until I took my hat off. Because as soon as I took my hat off and put my hair in a ponytail, everything was completely different.
The one of them actually said something about it, but I can't for the life of me remember
I had my
what
hair
it
pulled
was.
that night.
Yeah.
I had my back against one of the doorways and I had taken my hat off and I pulled my hair into a ponytail and my head got jerked back. But
I mean, it's a good experiment, though.
I wasn't wearing a hat anymore, so you could definitely tell, okay, I'm a girl.
Yeah.
And that made them angry, apparently.
Because not the time you guys went to Madison, but the time before, we had Sarah and her girlfriend there. And they get the most activity. And she asked a lot of good questions, like, do you mind a female being in charge or doing this? And, they got me thinking, like, maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Because they're not used to it. Especially, she was in the attic of Madison where it's male dominant.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the one thing, like, when I first explored there, the caretaker, I don't know who her name is, but the first thing she said was, don't be surprised if you girls have problems. I was like, the hell is that supposed to mean? And that's when we found out that a lot of women that go through there are tormented more than the men are.
I mean, that's what I love about our group. We got a very good mix. I mean, we have my daughter Tegan.
Right.
Just you two. But, I mean, we have my daughter Tegan. She's, even though she looks like she's older than she is, but she's still a young girl. She will always be a young girl in my mind.
Right.
Don't change.
You'll be 40 and you'll still be his
Yep.
little girl.
Yeah, little
I'll
girl.
always be my little girl. Then we have the skeptic, who doesn't believe in anything. Aaron, who feels everything. Reed, who likes to debunk everything. And Reed's brother has come with us a couple times. A gay guy. That's not what they're used to, especially the places we do. Sarah, obviously a female. So, I mean, I think the group as a whole is a good mix. Because I can go up somewhere and get nothing. Then Sarah can go up and get something.
Right.
And Craig's going to go up there and get something but never believe in it. So, I mean,
I think sometimes we have that problem because we are just a women's group. And sometimes, like, we don't get anything. But then, like, if we have one of our friends tag along, we'll send him in there and be like, go do this. And he'll come back and he's like, did you see what happened? And I'm like,
Of course.
like, you get all the good stuff.
I mean, with two of you, it's hard, but you guys are more in tune with everything. I don't want to say sensitive.
We get more, like,
It's
personal responses
Stop it.
than just the random things.
So-
We get more of the emotional, the personal, that kind of.
So I do want to talk about, like, a little bit about Mark's cabin. We went, and obviously it's going to come up. Mark has a cabin.
I know
His
he does.
parents owned the property since 1790. We'll make it quick. But Bird had some stuff that happened to him. And, you know, I want Bird to talk about it.
Who's Bird?
Bird,
Bird's one of the founding guys that I used to investigate with
Oh, okay.
like 15 years ago. So I explained to my dad. My dad asked me the other day, why do you call him Bird? Okay,
looks like
so, okay, no, it's not, that's what I always thought. But he looks like
Larry
a
Bird.
crossbreed.
Yeah.
Like Larry Bird and Big Bird had a baby.
Yes.
Oh, that poor man.
he's very nice.
He's great. I love Bird. But he had some stuff coming over. That's his method, what I was doing. And it was just talking about, I was trying to tell my wife about it the next day because Bird texted me and I got emotional about it. It was rough.
I did too when he told me.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't supposed to tell you.
There's no way there's any. Can't
You
be
didn't tell me
coincidence.
that.
But I want him to explain the situation and when he gets on, and we'll talk about Reed's cabin and all the stuff that happened there. But it was rough for me. Like, I told the story to Craig, I was fine, and I text Mark about it. But when I was telling my wife, like, I got emotional about it. Like, I wanted to cry. Like,
Wow.
like it was rough. So I mean, my daughter gets that a lot more, you know, empath stuff, especially Fairfield. But I mean, it's rough. So we'll keep talking about Madison. Cabin will be coming up soon. Guys trip.
Guys trip.
Since we're talking about Madison, are we ever going to hear the recording from Sammy?
I got it
You've
up.
been saying it a couple times. We're gonna play it.
Is this? It's 2 minutes 39
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, that's when we start. We got up there. and We started setting up. It through it.
Oh,
The whole thing. What'd you do?
Bird.
Bird?
They're showing Bird.
He's the sweetest. I love him dearly.
He looks like a
And
nice
Bird, dogs don't have autism.
guy. Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure mine does.
Yes.
I think I know.
Get into this. Can dogs have autism?
No.
Why can't they?
Please don't do this to me because I have to deal with them. Just say no. For me.
No.
Oh, thank you.
My dog does. So.
Scientifically, no.
But why?
I think it's all in what you feel and believe.
If you're projecting autism onto the dog
No, I'm not projecting
That
it.
Reaper?
I'm not projecting
Swear,
it.
he's got ADHD.
That, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
There's Nuggy.
Reaper does. Oh God.
Thank you for listening, Trap Souls. Talk to you later.
Bye.